Hi, I'm Zach. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back to another part of my ongoing series. Posting daily Warhammer content until I own an Acastus Knight Porphyrion.
Hey everybody, so firstly I want to start off by saying sorry that this isn't the Castigator video. I am working on it and I've got the script most of the way done, but today just had a lot going on in my personal life and I just wasn't able to get around to finishing it and getting it recorded, so sorry about that. But I did think that today would be a great opportunity to talk about some facets of 40k in the hobby that I find equal parts fascinating and frustrating. You see, there are some awkward parts in the lore that you can tell from earlier editions where GW had a couple of ideas that they were playing with and leaning towards a specific direction that, for one reason or another, they ultimately decided to completely change in a new edition and forgot to go back and update. A perfect example of this is the Voltron influences on Imperial Knights. Those came from very early editions of the game and have since kind of been quietly swept under the rug. One of the more frustrating parts of this is some of the greatest lore for the Imperial Knights comes during the Horus Heresy time period. The problem is which version of the Horus Heresy are we dealing with? Before the Horus Heresy novel series, the Horus Heresy lore had been wildly different and had changed from year to year and decade to decade. One of the earliest iterations of the Horus Heresy is literally just Horus deciding that the Emperor isn't cool anymore and the Emperor grabbing him by an ankle and throwing him into the Eye of Terror. I may sound like I'm being flippant there, but I'm only very slightly joking. All those different versions of the Horus Heresy, combined with the fact that the Cerastus Knights are already an incredibly niche model within an incredibly niche faction of 40k, means that you'll find a lot of inconsistencies within the lore and you have to learn how to read between the lines. Let me give you an example. In doing my research for the Knight Castigator, I've learned that they prefer to bond with older pilots, those who've at least been doing it for several years at this point. Except that in official sources, an aspirant bonds to their Throne Mechanicum when they turn 18, and rebonding also carries incredible risk as it increases the risk of rejection by the Throne Mechanicum, which can be extremely fatal or detrimental to the health of the pilot. Also, in the world of 40k, if you can make it to a decade or two in a single position and not be killed off, you're incredibly valuable in that position, and you shouldn't be risked to die just because you want to rebond. I don't know. I mean, I do autistically deep dive and stuff like this all the time, so maybe I just not seeing the forest from the trees on this one. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Castigator video will be dropping, I promise. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Why would a night house be willing to whisk? Jesus. Why would a night house be willing to whisk? Like, oh my god.